To avoid creating a ladder at a spot between the needles over here, make the fabric in that area as flat as possible while you knit the first 1 or 2 stitches on the left needle. So if you're working with circular needles, then fold the cable of the needle like this and keep the fabric flat with one of your fingers. I usually use my left middle finger, so I would hold it like this. And then I would work, while I'll hold the fabric flat, I keep it flat, I would work the first 2 stitches in black, like this. And then there is no need to keep it flat, you simply hold the work as you normally hold it. Every time you change the color, make sure that one strand in one color is always over the other strand. So in this project, I decided that my white will be over the black. So whenever I change the color, I take the white yarn from over the black yarn. And then I work the section in white color, these 2 stitches. And every time I pick the black color, I pick it from under the white color. This little trick not only keeps the color pattern consistent in terms of color dominance, and it keeps the back of the work, the wrong side of the work, almost as nice as the right side of the work. But most importantly, it keeps the strands from tangling. So they don't tangle because we always twist them in, we balance the twist, we twist them in different ways. So now I need my white color again, so I take it from over the black color. When you work the first stitch in a new color, spread the fabric as far away as possible. So I would pull the right needle to the right as I work the first stitch in white color in this case. So why we do that? To make sure the strand over here at the back is long enough and the fabric is not puckered, so it does not affect the tension of the fabric. And I do it every time. Whenever I work the first stitch in a new color, I would keep the fabric really far apart, the sides of the fabric. Every now and then stop and spread the stitches on the right needle. Again, for that same reason, to keep the strands, those floats, to keep them pretty long so they don't get shorter and they don't pucker the fabric. And whenever I finish a round, I would mark this round on my trusted row counter. So when I finish the round, I will go to my row counter that I usually pin right here at the beginning of the round, and I would turn the dial to mark that I've just finished round 5 of the color pattern. I'm not counting all rounds that I worked from the cast on edge or the rounds of the color pattern. I'm only counting the rounds of the color pattern repeat. So this repeat has 6 rounds, and I would go from 1 to 6, and then I would start at round 1 again. So that helps to know how where I am in the pattern, and that really is helpful to remember what round is next. So I don't have to actually keep track of the pattern itself because it's a binary pattern. It's super easy. It is always 2 stitches alternating, 2 stitches in one color and 2 stitches in the other color. And actually this is the pattern when I don't have to worry about the floats most of the time, because the distance between the stitches in the same color is very short. It's just 2 stitches. But if your pattern has more stitches between the segments in the same color, at least 3 up to 5, but I would usually do it when I have more than 3 stitches, you would have to catch a float, so to say. What it means that we don't want to leave a really, really long strand at the back of the work for several reasons. First, it affects the tension of the fabric. That long strand could get really long or really short, and then it will affect the tension. And especially if that's mittens, you don't want to have those long floats because your fingers will catch into the float, and that's really not a pleasant feeling. In the binary color pattern, the color pattern that I use here for my little binary sock, I have to do it only when the round ends with the same color as the first stitch of the next round of the color pattern. So this is the case right now. I finished with 2 stitches in black, and I need to work 2 stitches in black over here. It's the beginning of the new round. So in this case I would need to catch a float, and I simply twist the yarns like this. Doesn't really matter which way you twist them, just do it anyway that you like. And then I would use the black yarn over here to make these 2 stitches, but I know that the float won't be long because it's already kind of caught by the white strand of yarn. These and a few other tips are explained in a full tutorial at tenroseday.com/stranded-knitting-tips. The pattern for the binary socks that I'm making is at tenroseday.com/binary-socks. Happy knitting, my friend. I'll talk to you in the next tutorial.